Gamer bros harassed me at a tournament. They didn't know I was their reigning champ. I'd been competing under the gamertag Void Killer for 3 years. Nobody knew the faceless champion who'd won 5 major tournaments was actually a 19-year-old girl named Ashley. The second I walked into the tournament hall, a group of guys at the registration table started laughing. The tallest one, wearing a jersey with Calvin on the back, asked if I was lost because the anime convention was next door. His friend Otto asked if my boyfriend was competing and offered to show me where the girlfriend section was. When I said I was registering to compete, Calvin spit out his energy drink. She thinks she can hang with real players because she beat her little brother at Mario Kart once. Otto grabbed my registration form and read it in a high-pitched voice. Kevin said I probably used a controller with pink buttons. Calvin grabbed my wrist and forced my hand into position, explaining that real gamers used claw grip. He pressed down until my knuckles cracked. Otto dumped out my equipment, holding up my custom mouse and laughing that it was probably programmed with macros because girls always needed to cheat. When I answered their quiz questions perfectly, Otto accused me of Googling and demanded my phone. Kevin went through my photos, making comments about OnlyFans. Calvin noticed my competitor badge and his face went red. He held it up and screamed that diversity quotas were destroying competitive gaming. He cornered me against the registration table and put his hand over my mouth when I tried to speak. His hand pressed so hard I tasted blood. Kevin grabbed my mouse and stepped on the cable until it sparked. Calvin leaned in and whispered, "After I'm done with you, I'm going to find every girl at this tournament and tell them exactly what happens when they try to invade male spaces." The tournament organizer called our pool to the main stage. My hands were trembling so badly I shoved them in my pockets. 3 years of dominating online, and these guys had made me feel like that scared 12-year-old who first got told she didn't belong in voice chat. I sat down at my assigned computer. The screen loaded my account. Void Killer. Calvin was 2 seats away. I watched him glance at my screen, then freeze. He looked at my face, back at the screen. His jaw dropped. "No way," he whispered. The commentators' voices boomed through the speakers. "And we have a special treat today, folks. 5-time champion Void Killer is competing in person for the first time ever." The crowd erupted. People were standing, trying to see who was sitting at my station. Calvin's face drained of color. Otto and Kevin were frantically whispering to each other. The first match started. Calvin versus me. He was shaking so badly he could barely click. I destroyed him in 4 minutes, the shortest match in tournament history for that bracket. The crowd went insane. Otto lasted 6 minutes. Kevin lasted 5. After each match, I stood up and looked them directly in the eyes, said nothing, just let them sit with it. By the finals, the story had spread through the entire hall. People had footage of Calvin's crew harassing me at registration. Someone had recorded Kevin destroying my mouse. Another person caught Calvin covering my mouth. The tournament organizers pulled all 3 aside during the semifinal break. When they came back, their faces were gray. I won the tournament, 6th championship. When I lifted the trophy, the crowd chanted Void Killer so loud the walls shook. The post-match interview went viral. The host asked about competing in person for the first time. I told the truth, every detail about what Calvin and his friends had done. The footage was everywhere within hours. Gaming news sites picked it up, then mainstream outlets. Calvin's team dropped him before the sunset. Otto lost his streaming partnership. Kevin's sponsorship deals evaporated overnight. 3 weeks later, the tournament organization announced a permanent ban on all 3. Lifetime, no appeals. Calvin tried to apologize publicly, posted a video saying he'd made mistakes and was working on himself. The comments were disabled within an hour. I got messages from hundreds of girls after that. Girls who'd quit competitive gaming because of guys like Calvin. Girls who'd never entered tournaments because they were afraid of exactly what happened to me. I started a mentorship program, paired experienced female players with newcomers, gave them someone to sit with at LANs, someone who'd already faced the Calvins of the world, and won. Last month, one of my mentees won her first regional tournament. She's 15. Her gamer tag is Ashley's mouse because she uses the same model I do. After her victory, a guy in the crowd yelled that she probably cheated. She grabbed the microphone and said, "My mentor is Void Killer. You want to say that again?" The room went silent. Then the crowd started laughing at him. That's the thing about spaces people say you don't belong in. You don't just take them. You hold them open for everyone who comes after you. Calvin streams to about 40 viewers now, mostly bots. Sometimes I check in just to watch his numbers. Petty? Maybe, but I earned it. Full story linked below.